Oh, okay. That sounds pretty good. Oh, okay. That sounds pretty good. Oh man, it's just gonna keep replaying. Okay, I gotta turn this. But I do want to. I'm gonna see if some people actually join. What up, Nathan? Nathan? I might be saying that wrong. I think there's also a little bit of a delay because I tried to make better quality. But if you want to let me know what sounds like, I have like some royalty-free music playing, and I haven't done this in a long time, and I have never done it on YouTube. So let's see what happens. Everything looks like it's rolling pretty well, though. Um, if what up? What up? Man, I used to live stream a little bit when I played PUBG, but I was like very confident in PUBG, so it felt a little more natural because I was playing a game. But I've never been very good at like actually doing this, so I'm probably gonna be super awkward on camera. But I just want to post this. On the Instagram page that I have for this channel. This is, if anyone's wondering, this is a channel that my friend Matt and I started. He's actually, if you watch the podcast, he's the guy who created the Typed Alphabet website that we do whenever we have guests on. And he's been doing a lot of stuff to make the site better. There's actually some really cool things on there right now, and I'll probably go over a couple of them later. But we just both like keyboards, and I'm lucky enough to get sent some at work. So we figured let's just make a chill channel where we can like just make some like be able to show off a bunch of different keyboards and switches and keycaps and just nice typing on them. Nothing too fancy, just pretty chill. I've made a couple because I'm on parental leave right now, and at like midnight when my wife and the kid are both asleep, I have like 2 hours to myself, so I'll like build a keyboard or film some random shorts and stuff that have been fun. So we started this channel, and I figured I have this new Monokei standard keyboard, and I wanted to build one on stream and see if I could set it up. But yeah, I can't tell. Does this look a little dark? Also, streaming Valorant again. I don't know if I'll ever do that because the only problem with my computer and maybe my internet connection is like I dip frames a bit in Valorant, and I'm like way too competitive to be okay with that. I feel like it takes away from actually playing well. So, what up, Matt? Matt in chat is the other guy helping me with this channel. We kind of are launching it together. He's the one doing all the hard work on the website and everything, and he can type the alphabet in almost a second, which is crazy. Hold on. I just want to post this on Instagram really quick, but I'm blanking really bad. There we go. Copy. Oh, that's a picture of me. All right, Instagram's being weird. Hey, Andrew, big fan of you. Love everything you do. Congrats on the new family member. I'm the guy with the snore last picture on X. What up? Thank you so much. Congratulating. Like, it's been an awesome ride so far. Lane's been a fantastic baby. She was a little hard to put down tonight to go to sleep, but other than that, she's asleep now. Mom's asleep. We're going to build a keyboard. That's what I do for fun now. What is? Wow, that can get that. Let me just post this and then I swear I'll actually start on this. All right, my Instagram is just I take the picture and then it just sits on the camera shutter button and doesn't let me actually do anything in the story. So this is awesome. Okay, whatever. I'm not posting on Instagram, I guess, because either I'm a moron or it's just not working right now. So forget about that. Okay. I guess I might as well start this. I don't know how many people are going to join. It says there's 10 people watching. That's kind of cool. Asus Zenfone. It is the Asus Zenfone. And I got this cool little like MagSafe ring for it because when I had my Pixel, I was using a Moment case that had a MagSafe ring on it, and I realized how much I love MagSafe. It's just nice to like wireless charge, knowing it's always going to be on the correct, knowing it's going to be on like the correct charging point and not fall off. And a magnet car mount is so nice. So like I miss that for sure. Hold on, sounds good. Music a little low, not too low. Quality seems good. A little dark. Yeah. Does anyone else think this is a little dark? What's up? I feel so bad if I pronounce names incorrectly. Eshu. I love the ghost case from my Pixel 8 Pro. Dude, the ghost case is sick. My only gripe, really, I have two gripes about the Zenfone. I think I've noticed, and if you listen to the pod this week, I just said this on the pod when we recorded today, but my ultra wide camera is not as good. I feel like no matter what, it always kind of feels like it's in low light. So it takes an extra second to take a photo. And I've found that to be more of an issue now when I'm holding my daughter in my arm and I'm trying to take like a picture like this, and they just never come out very good. And then my other gripe is just that since it's not as popular, there are nowhere near as many options for cases and stuff. So that's kind of a bummer. To be honest, I don't even know how to pronounce my name. You're good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Setup is cozy. I love it. I'm going to bump the light a little in here, I think. I'm going to bump this up a little just to make it a little warm. And then I've got a light over here. Hold on. Also, headphones. These are the DT900 Pro X. It's really funny because, I just bumped that. We're pretending we know what we're doing here. I don't know if that added much light. Hold on. No one saw that. that look better? Looks good now. Thank you. Excuse the shaking. I have this camera set up extremely close to me. Actually, I think if I go to like this view, I don't know why that's a square. All right. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I don't know. I feel like that looks darker now. If anyone's watching the VOD of this later, it's going to be very confusing and annoying. Okay, I think that looks better. My one monitor has like terrible viewing angles. Hold on. Matt, I'm gonna send you this picture. Can you just add a like sticker with the link to the stream on it? Okay, let's get into this. For whoever's here, I appreciate you. This is, if you didn't hear, this is a channel my friend Matt and I started because, and he's building the website. He builds the Type the Alphabet website, which has been awesome and like a staple on Waveform. So we both are into keyboards and we decided to start a channel just so we can have like some chill typing videos that just show off a couple different ones. This still feels really dark. No, it's good. I'm sure you've mentioned it before. What's your favorite key color? I like blue, but people complain about the noise. Oh, switch color? Yeah, I'm not a clicky fan. Yes, this is my house. This is my little office. If I didn't have all the cams set up kind of right, I would zoom around. But this is just like, there's like another 4 or 5 feet behind me with like a plant cabinet and some shelves. I personally like tactile switches. I can show you here. I'll show you guys a couple keyboards I have. This is my favorite one. I don't even know. I keep putting it. This is my Keycap 265. Extremely lucky to have this. Like I don't deserve it. And this has, I believe, Duroc T1 tactical switches. But I'll do a little sound test on this. I just think everything about that sounds incredible. So these are tactiles, but I have been building a lot of these Bauer lights with some linears and have been a huge fan of them. Actually, I think I just want to try something really quick. If I do a new window and do... You guys are really getting to see everything being tested here. Here's a little Monkeytype action on. This is a Omnitype Bauer light with their GMK DMG switches, and then this has I believe it's the Kinetic Labs Moon switches, which are really awesome because they're hand lubed, not factory lubed. They're like hand lubed before they send you, and I think they sound fantastic. Oops, I didn't put this down. So those are Kinetic Moon linear switches, and they are, yeah, hand lubed when you buy them. They're probably a little more expensive because of that, but like they're fantastic, and I really, really love this setup. It's like the Grim color. A lot of people did it with Atomic, but I kind of like the Grim and let the purple come through as the accent on there. But hold on, let me catch up. Long time watcher, first time chatter. Darren, what's up? I mean, a lot of people are probably first time chatters here. I haven't streamed since I streamed like a little bit of Valorant, but I used to stream PUBG a long time ago. Such a good looking keyboard. I know this thing is amazing. I can show off. I should get into building, but I'll show off some other keyboards later. If you stick around, or this will be on the channel afterwards. Are you still the fastest typer in the studio? I think so. Not to brag, but hey Andrew, Victor, Aftab, Nathan, what up? Dang, looks sick, Ruben. Thank you all. All right, let's build this. I'm gonna move this away. I don't know if you guys know who Monokei is. They were super nice, and a long time ago, after I won that typing test studio video, they sent me, actually, I'll show you this. This is the Monokei Jane TGR V2 ME, I believe. Super long name. These are the GMK Redline keycaps from Monkeytype, and I believe it has Duroc C glass linear switches on it. But this thing is just gorgeous in crimson red. I think it's the Singa KBD like collab with them or something. I might be a moron here. But this thing's like 7.5 pounds. It's weird. Every time I hand this to someone, they're like, that makes no sense. Victor, big waveform fan. I'm like 5 episodes behind. Don't worry. 5 episodes behind means I'm not there, so you can just skip all of those. They're not worth it. Just kidding. If you're 5 episodes behind, make sure you watch the Climate Town episode. He is one of my favorite YouTube channels, and he was super funny when he was on, and I think it's a lot of really good information talking about how like Apple and Google potentially like greenwash a lot of stuff they do at events, and it's fantastic. Someone with various expensive hobbies and a begrudging wife. How does Claire feel about all of this? This she's totally fine with for like 2 super good reasons. Early on, like the first 2 weeks when we had Lane home, we were both very nervous sleeping. So being able to slowly build in a keyboard and like lube switches and lube stabilizers in my living room with her sleeping right next to me and making sure she was breathing like all the time, it was perfect. I stayed up till like 2 or 3 in the morning. Claire could sleep for a few hours, and then I could just build a keyboard and make sure Lane was good. So that was great. And then luckily enough, working with Marquez, there are companies that send stuff over. So like Omnitype sent this. It's not that expensive in that sense. The thing I'm building today, I did pay for myself, and I have been dumping a little bit of money, but if I'm being fair, there are plenty of other expensive hobbies I have that Claire's probably more mad at than keyboards. I can do 5 hours of driving. Why did this little emoji thing is annoying? It cuts off some of the side. To Chicago this weekend, so can do. Oh, nice. Yeah, listen to the Climate Town episode. Thank you, Ruben. I think the Climate Town episode was great. I was so bummed that I missed it. I was supposed to be in on it. It was Ellis's idea. Jono said it was another idea. I started watching all their stuff, reached out, got in touch with them. I had set up the whole thing, wrote the outline, like we did everything, and then we were supposed to shoot on Tuesday, and on Saturday Lane was born, so I didn't get to go in. Yeah, dude, the early days are scary, but she's doing great now. I'm really excited for like the holidays. Everyone's coming over, family's coming over, grandma's coming up from Florida to see her, so that'll be fun. Are you still a fest? He never was Marquez smoked them. You need to rewatch that video. I won that video, and Monokei sent this because of it, which was super, super nice. And since then, they've been great. But this is something I bought myself. It's called the Monokei Standard. I'm working on a studio video. It was one I was actually almost really close to finishing before I went on parental leave, but I just wanted to make a video about how I think that the keyboard hobby is more accessible than ever. In the past, due to a lot of different reasons like group buys and raffles and soldering and just like a lot of long wait times. It was really hard to kind of jump in and build a keyboard. And now it feels like after COVID and in the last couple of years, a lot of companies are focusing way more on things that are in stock, things that are way more like way cheaper. I think hot swappable PCBs are just like so much easier and make the skill gap so much lower to come in and start building. So Monokei is one of them. They made something called the Monokei Standard, which is a TKL hot swap plastic or polycarbonate, I forget exactly, board. I have built one already, so I know how to do this, but they had a really great sale going on. It was like $80 for the bare bones version and like an extra 20 for keycaps. And they, since it was a Christmas sale, they wrapped it nice. So we're going to open this up. I'm down to answer any questions, whether they're about keyboards, whether they're about the channel, but I have been enjoying this a lot and I wanted to do one on film, and I'll probably mess around with this camera angle a little bit. Hold on, let me zoom out here a little. Not trying to get too much of my... Actually, I'm just going to keep this over here. You should do a video on how to type fast. Well, if you want to practice, you can go to typethealphabet.app and practice a lot of things that don't make sense in normal everyday typing, but is super fun. I was one of the OG Valorant viewers from your streaming days. Good to be back. What up? I find it funny that... So that's how long I stopped streaming for. And I didn't do much Valorant stuff, but OG, if you look up Andrew Manganelli on Twitch, PUBG days, I was a menace at PUBG, I think. I was ranked in solo first-person mode. At one point, I was ranked top 100, which is like, I think the best I've ever been at any video game. We're going to open this up, though. I'm pumped for this color. If anyone wants to guess the color with zero knowledge, unless you know the board I'm talking about. What is your opinion on split keyboards? One for left-handed, one for the right. My friend is building one. It looks weird and uncomfortable. I've never used a full split. I've used an Alice style. I have it right here, actually. This is the Keychron Q10 Pro. So Alice style is a little different. It's like split down the middle, but you can't physically separate it. This Keychron's super nice. The double gasket mount is sick if you can see the like flex that it's getting on here. But I really dislike these keycaps, and I don't have a good set that I think would look good on this right now. It's weird to get used to. I got kind of used to it, and then right after that, it made my typing on a normal keyboard kind of weird. Look at the flex on this, though. It's great. Keychron makes some great stuff. As someone who's currently typing on an old Razer Mechanical, where do you start from here? How old is it? Is it hot swappable? Red and black. Blue and black. Blue and black's closer than red and black. I think so. Something I think that's really cool and something I want to mention in the video is like, even another thing that's making the hobby more accessible is there are all these awesome pre-builts like Keychrons. I mean, there's normal styles. You don't have to get this like Alice style, but with hot swappable pre-built ones, you can get a keyboard that's just like straight delivered to you and works perfectly and will probably be way better than you attempting to, like, you get it right away and you can just use it. So you can see what it feels like. It's going to be better than kind of just like a regular gaming keyboard. But then you can slowly start changing things. You can buy new keycaps for it later. You can buy new switches for it later. Then maybe you get the switches and you're like, oh, I want to try lubing these. So you lube them, or you add some like grease to the stabilizers. There's just so many fun things you can do. And then you build one and then you're like, well, now I want another one. Now I want one for work, or now I want one that's got tactile switches. You can slowly get into it, and I think that's what's really cool about it. And a comparison I want to make in the video, I think I'm going to reshoot a lot of it come January. But am I peaking? I keep seeing my mic thing looking like it's peaking every once in a while. What was I saying? So it's kind of like Legos. It's a nice relaxing thing you can build kind of with no time constraints on it. But rather than a piece of, like a Lego build that just kind of sits up on your shelf, you use it every day. Like you're building something for your comfort. Yeah, still waiting on the OnePlus keyboard. Not hot swappable. I would probably like look at some other options. If you're looking for something cheap, if you know Hippio Tech, I'll type it in the chat. He's got some just like really awesome videos on how to build keyboards at like super budget prices and what's good. And the thing that's awesome is like start budget, make sure you really enjoy doing it, and then you can start getting into the super expensive stuff. All right, let's open this. I'll keep answering. Shirley, what's good? Thank you. Sounds fine. I hope it does. Man, I feel like these two webcams I have like hunt a lot. I look up a lot and I see it hunting, so I'm sorry about that. Where do you get your stabilizers? I get mine on just Amazon, honestly. I should be ordering them from different stores just because I like supporting smaller stores better. There's so many great places out there, though. Kinetic Labs, Novelty Keys, Mode. I think Mode just made their own stabilizers. Maybe this is like naive of me, but the Duroc V2's screw-ins seem to be kind of like everybody's favorite. And they're under $20, but like when you hear about cheaper stabilizers, it seems they're like $8 to $10. And that doesn't, I mean, maybe this is, again, I don't know. I just feel like spending an extra $10 on what people consider is literally the best version of stabilizers. I think Alex Odos, who's another great channel, but he builds way more expensive stuff, says his favorite are cherry clip-ins, but that Durocs are his second favorite. Hippio's great. I like Switch and Click as well. Glarsis has some great videos. Heard it here first. Actually, I guess Glarsis posted a teaser, but Glarsis did visit the studio. There is a video with Marquez and myself, and Alex from the studio is going to be in it, and it's fun. So you should all keep an eye on Glarsis' channel. He's way more like fun keyboard stuff versus building stuff, but look out for us on there soon, and he is awesome. So whoever said blue and black, if anyone wants to see in here, you've just got switch puller, keycap puller, quick start guide, sticker, braided cable, not coiled, but still braided and nice. So whoever said blue and black, almost blue and white. Cool. So I built one of these already. I built a white version of this already with the these are the GMK Bento round 2 switches, or keycaps, excuse me. I am kind of a moron. I saw the Bento keycaps and I thought they were amazing, and the Bento R2s went on sale, and I did not look hard enough, and they're all this blue color rather than just the middle being white and the outsides being blue, which I liked better, but I still think this looks pretty sick. Looks a little blown out on the stream, I think. I don't like these switches I put in here. They're Gateron Pro Silvers. I don't like the travel distance is a little low. But so yeah. This does have a battery and does have wireless. It's Bluetooth. I always wish wireless was 2.4 gigahertz with a dongle, but I wire it anyways, so I won't complain. But if you were to get this Monokei, what's really cool about it, it has lube stabilizers, but I'm going to change those out. But like straight up, this is all put together. If you bought this, I think on sale, I bought this for like $80. It's from Singapore, so there is shipping. But if you spent $150, it was free shipping. So I bought 2 because I'm an asshole. And if I wanted to, I could just straight throw switches in here and keycaps and be done. These are pre-lubed stabilizers, although I do think they need a little more lube in them. But yeah, this blue looks sick. It is a TKL. This is a TKL. This is a 65%, I believe. No, maybe. Yeah, 65, right? Because it has these. I have the white bento set. I pre-ordered it while it was announced, and it was delayed about 1.5 years. See, that's part of the reason I want to make this video, because I've gotten into this hobby later, but I've tried to get into it a couple times. And when I would like find a keycap set I liked and then see there's only like 4 people backing it, and I was not down to spend over $100 to wait for like a year. But the white bento set is sick. I wish I had it. I do really like that. I just think the keyboard case that matches with it is harder to find. I might actually wind up putting it on this. This blue looks really nice. But I bought the Monokei set. I think it's like double shot PBT keycaps for like $20, and it looked pretty clean. So that's what we're going to be putting on this today. Hey man, loving the new channel and content. Thank you very much. This has kind of just been like a fun thing I've been doing while on parental leave. And all you guys have been great, because I've been streaming now for like, how long? 30 minutes, and I just unboxed this. So this is pretty cool, to be honest. Just putting it out there as a fan of all you guys in the studio. If you ever do an autograph signing like Sobrities, I would definitely book a flight from California over to where you guys are at. That's cool. I don't know if we do an straight up autograph signing, but it would be, I do think it'd be cool to do some sort of live event at some point. And speaking of, I believe Vox said this already, but we are doing a live waveform panel or show at South by Southwest in March this year. Don't know what that means. I honestly know like nothing about South by Southwest, but myself, Marquez, David, Adam, Ellis will be at South by Southwest at the Vox panel or a stage. I don't know what they're calling it. So if that counts, cool. I won't be at CES. There are a few people who will be at CES this year from the studio. And if you're at CES, we love to talk to people. So please go find anyone. At Brian, TKL, yeah, 10 keyless. Exactly what Shirley said. If you look at this, this is a full keyboard layout, except the numpad would usually be right here. So the arrows are split. You still have your, I don't know, whatever you would call these, and you have your F row. If you look at this, you're missing your F row. Escape is where the tilde would be. I do full backspace. You could. Some people do this small split backspace and then throw the tilde key up here. I think this is a sick board also. This is the Bauerlight first edition with redacted keycaps. I think it looks sick. I'm so sorry this camera keeps hunting. I don't know how to turn that off. I still want it to be able to... That looks like a photo. That's crazy. Yes, dang, meetup would be nice. I mean, like, the best bet is events and stuff like that. We're always... What we say to anyone is like, and this is way more for Marquez. No one really recognizes me, but if you see anyone from the studio, we're super happy to say hi, take a photo, shake hands, talk about stuff. All we ask is that no one comes to the studio, because that's when we're working, and that there's a level of safety issue there, I think. Okay, let's build this. First, now, even though this comes with stabilizers already that I said are lubed, I built it with the other one, and I kind of want to put a pair of Durox in this. So despite having little stickers here that say if you open it, you void the warranty. We're going to void the warranty. I just need to find my I'm an idiot. What am I trying to say? Where's my toolkit? My iFixit kit. There it is. TKL is the best. Okay, I like TKL. I like 65 better. So this mouse pad, by the way, it's from Novel Keys, I believe. I don't know where it says it. Novel Keys Notion. They have some cool desk pads. When I play Valorant, I use an even bigger desk mat. It's an LTT desk mat. I want as much mouse space as possible because I play with a really low sensitivity, and I like this. Sometimes this extra right here feels like it's encroaching on my my mouse space, so that's why I don't use it. I also have this cute little treasure macro pad that I have my F keys on. You know, so in Valorant when I have to F6 forfeit, I do that. Let's put that right there. iFixit kit, obviously. Yes, so if you were to buy this, like I said, this is Monokey's. From what I've gathered, their jump at having in-stock options. I believe the first time they made it, it was pre-order, but now it is in stock on their website. You can even buy it with switches and keycaps. I bought it for about $80 as bare bones, and then another $20 for the keycaps, which I think is a great price. I think full, it's like $120, $130, which I still think is like fully built. I think they offer Gateron switches, Gateron. I don't know the correct pronunciation for it. For $130, I think is awesome. It's a little light, but I mean, that's what happens. Best mouse on Mac. I think the mouse I use at work, I just like gaming mice because I'm a loser. And hold on, I have to get this sticker off to avoid the warranty here. I think I just have like some random Extrafy wireless mouse at work because this is the glorious O Pro. Lighter weight mice. I'm just used to it, and so just at work, an MX Master is really heavy. I don't use all the extra. The scroll is nice for like editing. It's got Toron. Tim, what up? Do I have any mods in here? Can they ban Tim? Timmy, how's home? Put me up on the big screen TV with all your family. Now, one thing I really liked about this, because like I said, I have one already and I built it. I'm running out of desk space. Sorry for this off topic, but any plans to continue streaming on your Twitch? I won't stream Valorant again until I potentially get a new PC, which I don't see happening anytime soon, just because I dropped too many frames on this computer. It's like not a bad computer, but it's not a great computer. And I'm already bad enough at Valorant that if I do, I'll get really mad at drop frames and blame my badness on drop frames instead. So might just be some chill stuff here. Also, a lot of times when I'm playing, I'm just playing with friends, and that's my like time to relax, aka get really mad at my friends. So we've got a polycarbonate plate here, and we've got plate foam. That's awesome. This is our PCB, our hot swappable PCB. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to unplug the battery from it. Come on. The battery, and I believe the Bluetooth connection, because I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I have a sticker stuck on my thumb. That's fun. What computer, if you don't mind me asking? It's an NZXT H1 case. I think it has a... I'm always feel like such a moron when I don't know the exact settings of my... I know it's a 2070 Super. And what is my Core i9 9900K? 16 gigs of RAM and a 2070 Super. It's great. How long does the average keyboard setup take? If you're lubing switches, a lot longer. I'm trying out some switches I'm pumped to try out today. So I'm hoping this only takes an hour, although we're 45 minutes into this and I've done absolutely nothing, so probably longer. How is Marquez so out of touch on video games, especially the ones we all grew up with? You and David need to make a studio video on nostalgic games. I love when you guys talked about Pokemon. I mean, Marquez just didn't have video games in his house growing up. There's not much he can do about that. It's hard to force nostalgia on someone 15 years later. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. We actually have Alex at work now who plays a lot of games and played a lot coming out and is probably going to hopefully doing some gaming content on the studio, which I think will be really cool. He's really into console stuff where I'm more into like PC stuff. But again, hot swappable PCB, USB-C port. You can see all the backing on this. We've got some clip-in stabilizers already, and I'm going to replace those, even though that's probably just extra work for no real reason. But we also have plate foam on the bottom here. Awesome. And this cool little, I thought this was neat. It's just a little piece to sit the foam flat and above the battery, so it's not foam just sitting right on the battery. So I thought that was a nice touch. Adam has good taste in games. Adam has good taste in literally everything. He is a perfect human being. Wouldn't 32 gigabytes of RAM help? A lot of things would help, probably. It would. But again, when I play Valorant without streaming, I can get my monitor's 240 hertz, so I can get that, and I have no complaints. But I just don't stream it. But you guys don't need to see me being frustrated playing Valorant. So, all right, I'm going to move this stuff to the side somewhere. My desk is big, but also a total mess. Sorry, just grabbing some stuff. I think that's like, give me. No, I should be good. I hate when I get like switch lube on my hands and then I touch the board and it gets all messed up. All right, these are some stabilizers. This is my Crytox 205 G0 and dielectric grease. We'll be using that in a minute. But let me pop these out first and try not to mess it up. If anyone knows what they're doing and looks like I'm doing something wrong, feel free to tell me I'm an idiot. Ellis is probably the Gen Z of the team. I think that I would argue there's a couple people you could probably say are Gen Z. I'm a millennial, but I'm also like the dad of the Studio. Not the oldest anymore. Jono and Alex are both older than me. Although in spirit, Tim is probably the oldest. Ellis is amazing. I don't know how much I should say about what we're planning on, but we are planning on hopefully Ellis going to CES, and he's never been, and I could not think of a video I would want to watch more than Ellis experiencing CES for the first time. I'm going to pop out these stabilizers, hopefully. Or I won't, because don't know what I'm doing. Don't get in trouble. I think we're good. I don't think I'll get in trouble for that. No promises. The plan right now is doing that. Hopefully the plan stays the plan. There we go. All right. So the reason I'm popping these out is just because I already built a board which has them. And while I don't think they're bad, I think they could be better. And maybe I'm wrong about them being better, but I have my other board that we can try. See which one we like better. So we can compare them. I also need to be checking my phone to make sure the baby's all good. Cool. I think we're good. Finally, Ellis is the type of guy who rolls the marbles from the stairs. You right? You give heavy dad energy. I take that as a compliment. Okay. If there's anyone in here, I'm sure there's someone who doesn't know how a stabilizer works. If you're wondering, all the large keys on your keyboard, because they're so, it's only one switch. Do I have a switch around here? Because it's only one switch that's holding a key this big or a key this big or this big. Does this look really soft right now? There we go. That looks better. Honest question for topic of the stream. What is loop for? We're about to loop something, so I can show you. But essentially, when it comes to switches and when it comes to stabilizers, there's just a lot of friction between the sides of moving parts, or potentially just like somewhat of a gap. So when you lube things, you're adding just like, you're lessening the friction, and you're also potentially just adding a little kind of like space filler in between it, but one that isn't going to add more friction. So you might have something that a switch could sound really scratchy, or the metal of the leaf or the spring inside of it could kind of have like a ping to it. And stabilizers are kind of the worst. They rattle a lot. And if you don't lube it correctly, it's going to sound bad. And like, I mean, we're out here spending hundreds of dollars to try and make something sound good. So we do all we can. And it's like it's a tedious but cheap way of making things sound better. So this is a switch. This is a switch separator. Why am I? But inside your switch, if I can do this, pop it open. It's two pieces. This is the stem. Sorry. This is the stem right here. This is what makes us feel. This one's tactile. This is a drop Holy Panda. I don't know how well that is not focusing very well. Ugh. But then you have a spring inside it that just fits on this little piece in here. And then this is the leaf, which is what has to make contact in order to count as a keystroke. And all you want to do And if I'm being honest, I probably over lubed these. Just take a brush and you add a little lube to the side of this. Both sides, a little lube to the spring in there. Put it back together. And then that'll make the sound and the feel of these much better. I don't know if you can hear that at all. Tried your Taco Bell recommendation from the Hot Ones episode months ago. The entire thing was amazing, especially the chalupa. That's all I ever want to hear. I never noticed any lube on any of my mechanical keyboards, but then again, there's this weird emoji like thing in the chat that makes it, I don't take them apart other than keycaps. I think it depends on what mechanical keyboard you're using. I think more and more of them are pre-lubing things now. But also pre-lube doesn't always mean good lube. What kind of board is it? I know Glorious is pre-lubing a lot of stuff now, and they're a little more like of the mainstream things. But so let's I'm getting distracted here, and next thing you know, it's midnight where I am right now. So this is what a stabilizer looks like when it's complete, but when it's not, it consists of these pieces. So this little stem, which goes into the keycap, goes inside. I don't know if you can see this. There's two little holes here. It's never going to focus on these because they're like clear. But there's a side with two holes. That goes in here. And then this long bar goes inside and snaps in. Then you have it on both sides, so then the sides of like the space bar will go at the same time. Up, down. What did I do wrong? No, I did it. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down. But I don't know if you can hear that with the music. I think the music should be low, but I want it low. It's just like a lot of rattle in it. So we're going to take this apart. We're going to do a couple things. You'd imagine this hobby to be cheaper considering you're building it and lubing it for them. This hobby can be cheap and it can be really expensive. And I think that's what's kind of really cool about it. Yes, since you're lubing it for them. But also what's neat about it is just like, since you're doing it to your standards. You can make it as good or as rushed as you want. I suggest going towards good, but good is also subjective. So maybe you like something that not a company would like, so you can do it. Oh, are we asking if there's music? Can you guys not hear music? It's probably pretty low. I can hear it fine. Custom cars. Wait. I mean, this, yes. If you like custom cars, this hobby's cheap. So, what I'm going to do, this keyboard is all over the place. This is probably a bit much for the stabilizers, but there's a little stem holder. I'm just gonna really lightly take some of this lube, brush the sides of it. Basically, I'm gonna brush all the parts that I think are gonna cause friction, be frictioned. I don't know if you can see this just inside the housing in here. I'm not going to be great at showing this on video because I'm still not very good at doing this myself. So I'm definitely going to focus a little more on that. I'm probably not going to actually use that holder for it. Seems like it just is more effort than it needs to be. It's very low, but I can hear it. Yeah, I want it to be low because I feel like keyboard stuff is nice to hear things. So if I type, I want to be able to hear the typing, but when I inevitably forget to talk, I want there to be some sort of background. This is a masterclass and I love it. I appreciate it, but it's not. If you actually are going to go do this, which I highly encourage anyone to, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Alex Otos, Alexotos, has a really great lubing guide for switches and for stabilizers. And he is what I learned from, and it's fantastic. Turn my vibe here now. Cool. Masterclass, I love it. Thank you. Chill and informative. Thank you. You guys are all making it a lot more fun than I was expecting. Now, some people will just take a little bit of the when you're lubing this part, some people just take a lot of this, gunk it on the sides. From Alex's video, I use something called dielectric grease. This is way thicker. I just kind of put it on here and squeeze very lightly and just try and get a nice coating on there. Make sure I get some of it up here on the corner, the elbow. I don't know if you can see that, but we've got some nice gunk. Some good gunk in there. That's what we're all looking for. Least favorite part, lubricating stabs switches. Yeah. I would say, like, I feel like stabs are least bad just because you know there's not that many of them. But I feel like they're messier because if you're using grease like this. But now, I don't know if you remembered me shaking it before, but here it's just not moving at all unless you want it to move. That's what you want. If you have like a bad, you'll hear it in the spacebar the most. Does lube ever dry up or may overflow to other parts? I mean, it can overflow to other parts if you mess it up. I'm really proud of the first pair of switches I ever lubed. They were Gateron G Pro or Gateron Pro Yellows. I did them on video actually for the video I'm working on for the studio channel. I think I did a really good job. I was really timid with it. And then I got like a little too confident. And then I think I kind of messed up a whole set of drop Holy Pandas and overlubed them a bit. But it didn't overflow to other parts. It just kind of messed it up. In terms of drying up, I'm sure it does eventually. That key colt I have back there was built by them and lubed by them. And I've had that for like 2 years and it still sounds fantastic. So I guess it doesn't really that much. I'm also trying to not get lube or grease on this desk mat because I really like it and I don't want to mess it up. I would solder an entire board before lubing keycaps. I've never soldered a board before. I know you have, Matt. I think that feels like a lot. I would like to try it sometime though, but it's really hard when a hot swap PCB is like an extra $7 and I can just change it whenever I need. Stabilizer grease can definitely sip into keycaps. Yeah. I think if you're greasing like this, it can. If you mess it up. The problem is like you do want a decent amount. How many do I need for this? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1 spacebar. 3 other ones. But like, I don't know, just doing this stream, hopefully you can see that like, this is just like such a nice, relaxing thing you can do. If I were to right now, if the baby were to start crying or someone were to call me or my friends asked to play Valorant, I could just drop everything I was doing, pick it up whenever I want. There's no urgency to it. This is 65. We're building a TKL but it's just all off screen right now because I'm doing the stabilizers. But yes, I think 65 is my favorite size currently. I low-key want to build a 40%. My issues with it, I would never use it all the time. I just think they look so cool. My issues are, it seems like the majority of them are ortholinear, which means like all the keycaps are in a perfect row, and that's just not what anybody is used to typing on. Or the ones that are not like that are like weirdly staggered and not like flat on the sides, but I still think it looks really cool and would be pretty sweet to did I do both of these already? Oh, cool. Building things is relaxing. 100%. I'm sorry this like isn't the sharpest or crispiest footage. I'm on a this is the Razer, I want to say it's like Razer Kyrie. It's like a Razer 4K webcam, and this camera for the keyboard is the Elgato Facecam Pro 4K. And while they're great as webcams, they seem to hunt like crazy, which I don't love. And they're both super wide angles. So despite this being a 1080 stream, why is that? Oh man, that did not want to. No shake, no rattle. That's what we want. This is like punched in almost 2x on stream, so I'm sure this does not look as sharp as it should. 75% number one. Okay. 75% is great. I do like 75%. It doesn't add anything too much to the right side of it, which is why I like 65%, but I don't know. I think I like the look of 65% better. What would you say were the pros or cons, or like, the things you like between Monokei and Keychron perhaps? I mean, I think Keychron builds an awesome, they have so many options in their Pro series for like $200 that are full aluminum cases, double gasket mount, really good gasket mount. The gasket on the Monokei, I think it's there for some sound, but you don't really get any like flex from it so far. And the Jane TGR that I have is plate mounted. But Keychron just has so many awesome things. Also, Keychron, all their keycaps, if you use Mac, have Mac function keys on them already, and has like a button that auto switches between like Mac and Windows, just like keystrokes and whatever. So that's like really nice. I only use Mac at work though. I'm always on Windows, so that doesn't matter to me much. I don't love Keychron's keycap style. It's like this exaggerated SA profile, which is just too tall for me. I like Cherry profile is probably what most people are used to. And that's what I like. That's what this is. That's what pretty much all the keycaps I have are. But I do want to get some. There's like SA profile, and then there's like SA flat profile, and I've seen some ones recently that I think look really nice. I think if I were to do a 40%, I would do like an SA flat profile. What are your thoughts on Red Dragon keyboards? None. I've definitely heard of them, but I have zero experience with them. The more I look at 65 keyboard you have, the more I want to build one. It looks really clean. Thank you. If you want to, Monkeytype. They're out of stock right now, but I think they're taking pre-orders and shipping out new ones in January. if I remember correctly, for the PCB and the case, it's 120. I have to say, I don't think I have it with me. It comes with an incredible instruction manual. Like, I honestly think if you've never built a keyboard, if you buy the switches and you buy that Bauer Light, you can build it pretty much only with the instruction manual it comes with. And I think that's awesome. $120. You don't have to worry. Like, you don't have to buy if you want something cheaper, buy some like clone keycaps on Amazon or whatever. Like GMK stuff that's in stock is going to be like over $100. There's plenty of switches out there that are cheap. Listen to Hippotech or the Kinetic Lab Moon switches. If you just want if you want to know what a good pre-lube switch or a good lube switch sounds like without having to do it yourself and then later compare it, the Kinetic Lab Moon ones are hand lubed at the factory or something like that, and they sound great without having to do any of the work. So if you buy those, some cheap keycaps, you'll have a nice keyboard for like under $200. I just remembered about the Flux keyboard. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. I have Keychron K8 and it's already high profile, so I put XDA profile keycaps on them. Feels better. Yeah, that's nice. I think Keychron's sending us the whatever the 60% is, and I'm excited to try it again. The color profile of the keyboard on your table low-key resembles the MKBHD theme. Then my color's not great because this is like more of like a purplish pink. It's supposed to actually represent the like old Game Boy theme. I just don't have the novelty caps on that make it a little more obvious that it's that. What keyboard layouts best for Linux? Unfortunately, I don't use Linux. Matt, I don't know if Matt's still in here. I don't know if he uses Linux. Matt's way better at like, well, one, he codes, which is nice. And he's good at like, hotkeying and macroing everything on his keyboard and using it to its full potential, where I just lose keys on like a 65% and just go, well, I'm never using that again. One thing I don't love, and I think I'm right, this Monokei standard's not VIA compatible, which is like a really popular software that lets you reprogram all of the keys. And all of the keys have worked perfectly for me in the first place, so that's not that big of a deal. But I tried to open it up in it the other day, and I couldn't, and I did not see anything on their website that said it was. Matt number 1. Agreed. After Andrews, Matt is number 1. Thanks for the might spend a bit extra because I have a bad habit of spending a lot of money. Listen, I hear you. I have a bad habit of spending a lot of money. But I like, if you're enjoying this, Hippotech, I'm telling you, I've been binging his videos since I have been on parental leave and just need like stuff to watch in the background. He reviews so many good cheap keyboards, and he's like really focused on making sure you're able to buy stuff without group buys, without like spending a ton of money, in stock options, and like he's just got a ton of good stuff. I highly suggest watching him. He has way more knowledge than I do. What keyboard? Oh no, I asked that. Thought Red Dragon was popular. Maybe it's just me. It definitely is popular. I think it's popular because it's cheaper, if I remember correctly. And I just have not had the opportunity to use one. So I don't want to pretend like I know what I'm talking about when I've never used it. Okay, I'm almost done with this. Now see, you say Red Dragon isn't good, very rattling and cheap feeling. I guess you can't. That's kind of the fun thing about all this. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy something. If it, like, buy the best thing you can stock. But a lot of things, the reason they're cheap is because they're not great. But you can watch some videos and very cheaply make them way better. And that's a way you can save money. That's how it felt. Thanks for confirming. Ugh. Okay. Let me put this stuff away. I believe that's all I needed for that. I was not going to lube switches on here because that takes an absurd amount of time. I've only ever done it in one go once because I was doing it for video, on video for a video. Again, hopefully that'll come out in January. Well, I have no idea what Monokey's standard keyboard is. I'm building one right now. It is in a million parts, but spoiler, I built a different one already. It is an in-stock keyboard at a far more affordable price from a company called Monokei. Standard is the name of the keyboard. It is plastic, Bluetooth, hot swappable, gasket mounted, TKL, all the buzzwords. And I'm building another one that's blue instead of white and has white and blue keycaps, and I'm excited. But I'm doing a couple of different things. It also already comes with stabilizers. That actually, like, the Bauer Light does not come with stabilizers. So the Monokei, straight up, all you have to buy are keycaps and switches, which is pretty cool. Okay, I want to actually build this so I can show you guys some other keyboards too. Now, my only issue, screw and stabilizers sometimes are kind of a pain in the neck just because you have to flip the PCB over so many times. All right, I'm moving the stock stabilizers over here. I'm moving the ones I don't need anymore. Trying not to mess everything up. Do you know what a TKL is? Are you asking me that? It means 10 keyless. 10 key less. Essentially a full-size keyboard without the numpad is probably the simplest way of explaining it. These are Phillips head. I should know that. It's like the 5th. Cool. So we've got these, you can see some of the grease from the pre-lube stabilizers around there. Got these extra holes. That's where we're going to put our stabilizers. We've got one here. We've got our spacebar here. Enter key, backspace. So are Monokei mechanical keyboards different from other mechanical keyboards? I mean, all mechanical keyboards are kind of different from other mechanical keyboards. I mean, different in how they work? No. Different in potentially quality of parts? Sure. That's kind of like, I'm doing this backwards. The clip goes in the larger hole of the two. Monokei makes some super high quality keyboards. This is their go at a much more affordable version that's also in stock. The thing is, a lot of these really expensive keyboards, when they have very limited runs, so you have to enter in a raffle to get the privilege of spending like $500 on a keyboard that's just the base and the PCB, and you still have to build the rest of it. So this is far different. This is in stock, and for the fully built switches and keycaps version, it's about 120, 130 bucks. For the bare bones version, I just got it on sale for about 80 and an extra 20 for the keycaps, which I'll have out soon. I should probably get a move on actually building this. I'm talking way too much. Let's just put that there. Now see how when I move one... No, wait, did I mess this up? Oh no. I missed part of the hole for that one, so I messed that up. It's no fun. Knobs on keys, underrated, overrated. They're cool. I have no issues with them. But I don't think it's make or break. I don't think any of the keyboards I use really have them, but I can totally see how programming that to something, usually volume, I think is what most people do, right? What am I doing wrong? There we go. I wonder why they have limited drops. Take my money, let me have one. I actually spoke with the guy, the owner of Monkeytype, and it has nothing to do with like, hey, we don't want your money. It has to do with a lot of the boards that have raffles are like CNC aluminum, and the amount of time it takes to manufacture those is so high. I think he told me it took over a year to have 500 of the Bauer 2s developed. And then when they went on sale, or when they went on the raffle, 8,000 people signed up for it. So if it took you a year to make 500 of them and 8,000 people want them, I'm sure not all of them want them. I'm sure some people are going to resell it like the sneaker market and try and just make a quick buck. But still, you're talking years of time, and there's no company except for Tesla with their Roadster that's able to take someone's money and not give in anything for years, or just even survive without releasing anything for years. So yeah, it's another reason I think we're seeing more keyboard stuff. It's just because it's become more popular, so there's more companies that are able to do it. Whereas like Monkeytype it's just this really nice dude who started designing keyboards. And as far as I know, I think it's just him and then some people that he then hired afterwards. But a lot of these are small, really small companies. And then you see bigger companies now like Keychron and Glorious coming out and making more stuff. But what this red thing is? These are just kind of like little O-rings that go between the screw and the board, or like a washer, I guess. They're annoying. That's what they are. Trying to get past this part so we can get to the fun part of like putting some switches and keycaps in. If I lose everyone before that, then I'm not a good streamer. But we're almost done with the boring part here. It's like the boring yet somehow the most interesting part if you don't know about how keyboards are put together. But There's not a lot of satisfaction off the gate from it. Still using your lawnmower? I mean, right now, no, because it's like the winter. But yeah, still going strong. Zero regrets. I love that thing. My neighbor actually came over after I first bought it, and he's like, "That thing's pretty cool. I can go outside and you're mowing your lawn, and I can barely even tell you, like, barely even hear it." Come on. This is my least. I would say it's not even. I don't know if Matt's still in here. Lubing the stabilizers isn't my least favorite part. Screwing them in is my least favorite part. It just seems to be the most annoying out of everything. And this is me making things annoying for no real reason because it had stabilizers before. How much time does it take to build one? Depends on how many things you're doing. If you're like lubing all of your switches, that can take hours. Lubing stabilizers isn't that long. To be fair, if you were to buy this Monokei standard and it comes with pre-lubed stabilizers already attached, if you bought some nice pre-lubed switches and keycaps, under an hour, easy. First, even if it's your first time, I think so. The way Monokei's doing this is great. I think it's super simple if you want it to be, but that's kind of the fun thing about a lot of mechanical keyboards is like you can make it as complicated as you want. Or you can keep it simple for when you first build it, and then you want to add some things later, try some new switches, try lubing switches, try pulling out your stabilizers and lubing them better. There's a lot of people who like do things that like add foam, but this has a bunch of foam already, which is really nice. So like I don't know. I think this is great. The only reason it's like I don't think this is like the for sure go grab is just because they're based in Singapore, which means you're gonna have shipping fees. It was free shipping if you spent, I believe it was around 150 USD. And when the shipping was going to be $60 and I was already spending 80, it felt reasonable to just buy two. Maybe reasonable is not the right word. I think that's the consumerism talking. Okay. Oh, did I mess this one up too? I did. That one's fine. That one's good. That one's good. How do I keep messing this one up? Sorry. But yeah, it could take a long time if you're doing a lot of things, but the benefit of it is like chances are you have a keyboard already. So let it take a long time. Make sure you get everything right the first time, because I can promise you it'll take way longer when you mess a bunch of stuff up and have to retake everything apart. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. I don't know, nowadays people are really interested in this type of thing rather than watching some ASMR streaming. This almost feels like ASMR streaming. Actually, speaking of, not that I love using the term ASMR, but I made two fun videos on this channel. I call them Mechanical Keyboard because that's kind of the topic of this channel. Yule logs. I don't know if you guys have like a nice fireplace at home, but around the holidays people like to put fireplaces on. I made a fireplace crackling noise 1 hour typing video that's just Nice, warm, low light, crackling fireplace, me typing for an hour. Felt like you could put it on your TV. Nice, relaxing background. And I made 2 versions, a tactile switch version and a linear switch version. They're on the channel. You know, throw them up at your holiday party. Be the cool kid. I'm going to plug this back in. This is the battery right here. These are little tiny plugs. I just bumped the mic, sorry. Plug that in. Okay. What am I doing wrong here? Oh. Okay. Sorry, the USB-C port needed to go through that little hole right there. All right, again, I'm just going to kind of go over this if there's anyone new. There's some foam under this that just makes it sink in a little nicer, not be as touch. It basically, like when you have like a plastic case like this, it can sound kind of hollow. I guess a metal one can too, but that foam's going to help it. This is some plate foam that's going to go in between the PCB where all the keys connect to and this polycarbonate plate right here, which just kind of makes a little bit of separation between. I feel like I'm messing something up again. No, I think we're good. Yeah, that's all right. I saw that we don't have winter here, but it's all great listening to the background while I work from home. Awesome. I mean, you can still be cozy without it being winter. Love how no one calls Twitter X. Agreed. Haven't met a single person who calls it X. Okay, cool. We're getting there. We're moving. We're grooving. I think this is hex. If you weren't here before, this is the blue color version of this, which I think looks really nice. I have to say, like, the white looks clean, but for some reason on the plastic, like the material of it looks like a little cheap. I mean, if you're really nitpicking and looking at it closer, it looks a little cheap. This blue does not. This blue looks really nice, I think. Ruben, you can correct us all you want, man. I'm not calling it X. I think Adam corrects people on the podcast just to make everyone not mad, but just messing around. We love Adam. We stan Adam. I'm going to name this keyboard Adam. The real question is if I can make it to the end of the stream without having to go to the bathroom. Low chance on that. I mean, look at it. This white on blue looks so nice. All right, so switches. think I have one that's open already. Yeah. Kinetic Lab Hippo switches. Now, these intrigued me. My camera's hunting so much. I need to find out how to fix that. I probably should just have this on like a fixed focus. Now I bought 2 switches from Kinetic Labs, and both for kind of the same reason. Hold on, let me grab the other ones. Kinetic Labs, awesome store, by the way. Also realized they're in New Jersey, which is awesome for me because they ship super fast. So these are the Kinetic Lab Moon switches. And they're hand lubed. This 205 grade 0 is like the most popular switch lube out there. Pretty much every person you see building a keyboard is probably lubing it with that type of lube. So I bought these because I didn't have to do anything with them. But another reason, or hopefully I won't have to do anything with these, apparently the stems on these, they claim, are a super low friction material. Does it say what they are on the back? Come on. Let me just look it up online really quick. I just tried to type on this and it's obviously not going to let me. Oh, these are, okay, these are Gateron. Let me. This is going to look bad for a second, but. First switch to use the UHM WPE stem. Adds smoothness and sound dampening. Does this have anything else on here, like what that means? I saw a video of it. Oh, wow. Kinetic Labs has sound tests. And by Alex also. That's awesome. Low coefficient of friction adds extra smoothness. So the reason I bought these is because I don't want to lube them. And if they're an option to not be lubed, that sounds awesome. So I'm going to put these in stock. I have not done anything to these. This one was open, but you can see these other ones aren't even open yet. So we're just going to go ahead, fill this out. I was reading it actually pisses Elon that some people still call it Twitter. I don't know, man. You buy one of the most popular social media websites ever and then change the name of it. People are probably going to call it the old name. I don't know what he wants. And this is the beauty of Hop Swap. I pop right in. How long have I been building keyboards for? That's a good question. I'm going to say not very long. Now, I've had some ones at work here and there that I certainly have built, but built very poorly with very minimal effort based on parts we had laying around. In fact, that Monokei really nice chain that they sent me, I did a total disservice to for a while by just throwing in some random switches we had at work, random keycaps, bought stabilizers for it, did not lube them. Sounded real bad. But I had the pleasure of meeting Glarses recently. I've been watching his stuff a lot. Started watching a bunch of videos from a bunch of different creators. And Monkeytype sent the Bauer lights over, which gave me a couple opportunities to build some stuff while I'm on parental leave right now. And now, like I do with all hobbies, I dove head first. Because the last thing I need is another hobby, but here we are. What's hunting? I'm such a noob. If you watch either this camera, did you see that? How like for a second, the focus, didn't know where to go. If you watch on my face cam, it'll do it. It's essentially like it must be thinking something else is moving like back here. And so it like hunts, aka it's like trying to find the correct autofocus point. And I can just see the like the it just did it right here. It goes blurry for like a second pretty much. How much extra did the hand lubing cost for those? Never bought any hand lube switches. Always do them myself. That's a good. How much were these? I think I bought them on sale, so it was a little cheaper, but these ones are not hand lubed. These are just claiming that the stem is a different material that is a lower coefficient, like friction coefficient. I don't know if that's just big words, but we're gonna try and see if they sound good. This keyboard that I'm typing on has the moon switches, and these are hand lubed with 205 grade 0. So they are $11 for a pack of 18. So what is that? Do they have cost per switch in this? They're certainly more expensive, but I don't know. That's like $50, right? I value my time. I think as much like I'm down to lube some switches. I think that's like kind of part of the like kind of like the process. Sometimes it's cool. Like my first board that I ever built with lube switches I lube myself. This is also a sick board. Like it has a special place in my heart because of how much time I put into it. But I don't know. I kind of think it's worth, if you've never done it before and you don't know the benefit of them, I think you spend the extra money. Don't waste your time doing it. Have a good reference point because these sound incredible. I honestly think these are some of my best sounding switches I have out of all the keyboards I have. Spend the little extra money and they're just so nice, and it's like no effort. Are you on partial leave? I thought you were back since you're on the podcast. So my daughter was born November 11th, which was 2 weeks early. I took off the entirety of December, except I came in today and last Wednesday, because Wednesday is when we record the podcast. So I came in to record. Last week we recorded 2. We actually recorded last week's podcast and next week's podcast, which is just kind of like a fun special because we're on Christmas break. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's super low key, just kind of fun, us looking back on a bunch of waveform stuff. So I did as much as I could in 2 days of going in. We also thought for my wife it was nice to just like not just go back directly in January, to have so she kind of has an idea of what it's like, because she's going to be home with just her and the kid for a little while. So yeah, kind of partial leave. I basically took all of December off, and then in May I'll go back on leave because my wife has to go back to work, but I'll be coming into the office twice a week to do podcast and other general stuff around the office. Basically, we're trying to make it so like I'm missing the least amount of work, but Marquez has been really awesome and wants to make sure I do everything I want to, since this is my first child. Funniest things I saw on Glarsh's channel was when he did that video with KSI. In case I thought pause meant pause the computer. I can't believe how many people he builds keyboards for that are like on YouTube and on the internet, and they type like 30 words a minute. And no, like, listen, nothing against if you're typing 30 words a minute. I just expect people to be able to type faster than that. Now, it might be because they don't touch type and they're trying to read off the website. I might not have enough switches here. I think I bought these for a 65%, not thinking how many extras I would need for this. So if that becomes true, I'll probably just swap out the F row and throw something else in there. I have some leftover moon switches I can put in, but I'm looking at this and I'm almost positive I messed this up. I can take these out too. Can't believe Christmas is in 5 days. Yeah, me neither. I almost bent that pin. I hope I didn't bend any others, especially because I definitely don't have enough. Yeah, we have like just our living room kind of decorated. I did not put any lights on the house. We This is my first year with a fake tree. We have like a little local farm that we go to every year. We still went to it, but we didn't buy a tree this year. I just bought a Costco tree. We actually have been driving when Lane gets a little fussy at night, even though she can barely see, because so many people have lights out, creates a lot of shadows. So we drive her in the car seat, and the shadows kind of keep her occupied and happy. Plus the motion of the car. Oh no. I don't know if you can see this. I think this is salvageable, but this pin bent a little bit. We should be good. Cool. I think that worked. If you're counting at home, we definitely do not have enough here. So I'm going to take these out. You guys doing another Secret Santa at the studio? Without me, but yes, there is one. I believe it should be out end of this week. White Elephant's one of my top 5 videos. I thought that was a really fun video. All I wish is that the cheese printer was real. You need to get your score up. Oh, my score? Yeah. Somebody tweeted at me. This isn't fair. Andrew's missed a bunch of episodes. His score could be better. And I think I replied, let's be real. I wasn't getting those questions right anyways. Okay. How many more do I need here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm gonna take the F row out. Actually, I'm gonna take these out too, because I'll probably. Where's my new cool Monokei one? Here we go. Sorry, this is gonna take a bit of focus. No. I'm gonna have to take this off. Shit. I'm gonna have to take this top case off. I think I can't fit it in there. Dude, if you saw my webcam right there, that's hunting. That was just hunting really bad. You guys planning on making more studio content next year? Yes. I'm hoping there will be a lot more studio content next year. We have some really fun. We have some plans already. I think next year, one thing I really want is I really enjoy. Yeah, taking out the F row is hard because of how tight this is. And because how dumb I am for not counting. To be fair, I bought those switches before I bought this board. So hold on. Let me just make sure I didn't buy more. I think I only bought 4 packs. 4 times 18. What's 4 times 18? Probably bought like barely enough to. Yeah, I bought 72 and there's 87 on this. So I've been thinking of, there's a bunch of shorts on this channel, and I've been trying to think of some fun, unique shorts ideas. One I kind of want to do is I want to have a keyboard full of silent switches and put one clicky switch in it and type at different speeds and see if from the video you can tell which key the clicky switch is on. I don't know if that's too hard or too lame, or trying to explain it within, Jesus, trying to explain it in the short amount of time that a short is, because you really need to like grab people immediately. All right, that's the perfect amount actually. Jeez. I really hope I didn't bend any pins in here. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna go run and grab another pack of switches. I don't want to use those moon switches on this. I'm just gonna grab a couple to finish this F row and the arrow keys, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Heading out, work in the morning. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Seriously, appreciate it. Be sure to come back and watch this later if you want to see the typing, because you've seen me do this for so long and don't get to see the actual typing. This is kind of a mixed bag, but there's some mode reflex linears in here. I wonder what the, let's see, the hippo linears are. $63 gram bottom out force. Okay, these mode, this will be a good test. There's a lot of crap in there. These mode linears are lubed already. Again, these are not lubed, the hippo switches. So we can kind of compare them a little, even though F row always sounds quite a bit different than the rest of the keyboard, but I love these switches. I think they're really nice. I need to try some of the new, I think Mode's trying to sell their other two versions. I think the one's the like Alex version. I need to grab some of those. There's also a random glorious links in here. And these are Mode tactiles. Oh, I definitely bent that. Hell yeah. Okay. Does not look as clean like that as I'd like it to, but that's what happens when you buy a TKL and switches for 60%. Promise. We're almost there. I'd say under 20 minutes to get these keycaps on. The only thing I'm a little worried about is I've seen the keycap package before. I think it's just kind of like a pile of keycaps, and that is much harder to put together when it's kind of all jumbled in a pile versus all set out in the correct order already. I mean, these feel good already. I think these are going to be nice. These are also cheaper than the hand lubed ones, so if they do feel nice, it's a good other option. Don't dox myself on this packaging. Again, bought this on a Christmas sale. They packaged it up so nice. Oh, this comes with a couple of... Oh, it comes with all the accents for all the different colors. Sweet. Blue, purple, pink. Those will look cool. I'm going to keep those for some other potential builds. Nice. I'll take this off so I can hear a little better. Do you like putting on standard keycaps, or do you like the custom ones with designs in them? I think the escape key is a great place to show a like custom keycap. In fact, I think we sent out a survey for this, but we might be working on a little something. Not gonna put this on this because I don't think that looks as good together, but these are metal artisan keycaps, MKBHD ones. I like the letters and everything being there. I think ultimately I like it to still say everything it's supposed to. I think down here in your control you can have some fun. I think escape you can have some fun. But I don't like going like I know some people do like full blown like symbols and stuff for all the keys, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm just gonna listen here for a second. I think that sounds really good. the wrong. Oh yeah, that's the right. That's tab. I'm a dope sometimes. Needs to be in the source. Yeah, I agree. The point is to type. I don't want to be wondering where stuff is. Sounds good to me. I mean, if you are touch typing, like, you have that benefit of you don't really need to worry about it. But there's some times where you're touch typing and you just mess up a bunch of times and you're like, okay, I need a minute. Can't tell if that's just like, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in the mic. I don't hear it on the space bar, but I don't know if it's like spring ping from the switch or just where it's hitting on the keyboard underneath. I don't have it on this one though. It might just be some spring ping. I'm just going to build the whole thing and see how it feels like, and then probably mess around with it afterwards. It's like a really faint metallic sound. I think this, like when I have my headphones on and I can hear it, and I can hear the really, I think that all does sound really good. I think just the issue right now is if I like really put my head up to it, I can hear it. Oh, this is such a pain in the neck. So a couple of these Monokei, like I don't initially know what that is. I think it's something over here. I'll just have to go on the website and make sure I've got everything right. Now you can watch me struggle to put all these on. Oh, here's the escape. Oh wait, no, I'm definitely putting, oh wait, I already messed this up. I don't want this one. Oh, that blue looks so good. The pink and purple are really nice too. Honestly, I think the like lilac purple, this with these keys would probably look really, really good. If I'm being honest. I like this blue. I actually bought a blue desk mat that would look really good with this. I was just worried if I did it on stream, it wouldn't contrast enough. All right, I also need to be lame and go on the Monokei site to make sure I'm doing some of these keys correctly. Put that one on wrong. Oh, wait. Maybe I didn't. That might be... I think this is up and this is page up. That's just a little confusing. Luckily, you only ever have to do this stuff once. Yeah, this is page up and this is up. Almost there. T minus, I'm gonna say 5 minutes. And I'll do some type test stuff. I'm embarrassed that I'm double checking some of this stuff. That's wrong. Wait, is that wrong? No, that's right. Seems tedious having to find all of them. Yeah, but also these keycaps were only an extra $20. So like I really can't complain. If I'm spending like $100+ on like GMK, I expect those to all come together. Ease me a little bit. But $20. These are nice keycaps for $20. It looks, I know it's just white and black, but the accents are super nice. And on this, they look really good. WerTTTY. This is peak keyboard content. Look out, Glarses. One thing I'm kind of bummed about is when Glarses came to visit, we didn't have enough time. I wanted to make a studio video challenging him to all the different like keyboard things we've done at the studio. Like when we poured all the keys out and you had 5 minutes to put them all on as fast as possible, or some of the typing test challenges we've done, just like speed typing or typing the alphabet. I wanted to try and get him to do all of them, and he was super down to. We just ran out of time, unfortunately. And since he's UK based, he's not around this neck of the woods very often. These feel nice, to be honest. I already think this looks really good. C B N M Just pretend I'm totally doing all of this by memory and not by looking at the keyboard directly in front of me. UK, I thought he was just in another state. No, Glarses is UK based. Hence the name Glarses. It's just, I think it's just kind of supposed to be like an accent. Am I missing a key? Oh no, it fell over here. All right. I can't just feel like it's. Just gonna tighten these screws a little bit. I feel like. Oops, too tight. I feel like there's a little extra flex in here. I am a little worried I didn't put something correctly. No, this has it too. Okay, I think I'm just worrying about nothing. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music off here. Not that it's loud. I just want to be able to hear this correctly. What fucking window is this in? Okay. Where's my chat? Yeah, the board with the white caps look really clean, which is this. That sounds good. So these are the mode switches. Those definitely sound a bit better. But it might be the spot there too. These are like a little clacky. Looks like it just went to the dentist. I think these stabilizers sound great. It's definitely a little clackier. I think these are double shot PBT keycaps. But let's type on this a little bit. Just for reference also. I hope you can still hear me okay while I'm doing this. So these are just kind of two examples of switches that theoretically you don't need to lube. These switches are hand lubed when you buy them with Crytox 205 grade 0. These claim they just have a softer, less friction stem, the material it's made out of. Therefore, shouldn't need to be lubed. I'm going to say I think they probably should be. They feel nice though. That needs some work. But I'm not going to... I mean, just listen to how good that sounds though. Sorry, I bumped the mic. This is definitely a little clackier. I think I like the center better though. That's better. I can't believe I'm making a keyboard video and I haven't said "thock" one time. Ooh. That's got some... That's... I hear the term spring ping all the time. This has it. I don't know if it's picking it up. Not that you're ever typing that hard, but... Oh my god, that sounds so good. I still think this Monokei sounds really good. Let's plug it in. Let's type a little bit. So you actually have to turn this on. With that switch right there. The top board is these Kinetic Lab Moon switches that are hand lubed linears. Both of these are linear switches, but these are hand lubed when you buy them. It means they're a little more expensive, but they sound fantastic. Okay, let's bring up Monkeytype. Do you guys want to see the typing on the screen? Where can I put this? I'll put it somewhere where it's not totally here. I think if I... Sorry, I'm doing this in crop. Too much. Okay, should be up there. Should be able to see it. probably harder to hear me, but this should be able to hear the keyboard. It's not a bad score. Oh, I don't think you can see it. I was almost perfect. I was doing so good. It was almost perfect. Big difference under your POV. Oh. Over here, you mean? Let me... That should be good. That was one of my better scores, to be honest, but I can do 140 pretty often. Just too bad. That was terrible. I mean, 130 plus is still really good. All right, so I'm gonna put this back on. Matt, I don't think he's here anymore. He upgraded this Type the Alphabet website. I highly suggest everyone go and try it. He now made it so as you're typing, it will actually go across to show you what letter you're on, which is pretty awesome. If I uncrop this like I did, he's also added some new typing games. Type the alphabet backwards, 20 digits of pi. And you can't see it in here, but there's also the quick brown fox, which is just every letter on the keyboard, and QWERTY, which is basically just sliding your fingers across the keyboard. What's the URL? It's typethealphabet.app. Typing it backwards is not easy. UIXWVTSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA. Oh, that doesn't show my time. There we go. 7 seconds? That's not bad. He's also going to add a daily challenge at some point, but it's not up yet. I can do better than that. I feel like I can beat 3 on that. Okay. That's fair enough. It's getting kind of late here. I mean, I'll just do some more typing. I'm going to do like a 60-second Monkeytype here, and then I'm probably going to wrap it up. Just one last Monokei standard Kinetic Lab hippo switches. The hippo switches. Why did I think they were? Yeah, Gateron. So the Gateron Hippo linear switches on the Monokey standard. These are the Monokey double shot PBT keycaps. Novel keys, Notion, desk mat. One last 60-second typing test. Mine backwards around 25 to 30. I bet you can do that way faster if you do it like 4 times. All right, but yeah, last 60 seconds, and then probably going to wrap this up so I can go to bed. I want to restart that. Oh no, I need to point this down. I'm a bad keyboard. Sound of typing was putting me to sleep. We'll let this put you to sleep because I'm going to wrap up after this. Not bad. This is nice. I think in total, those switches were probably about 40. It was $50 probably to get all of them. There's about $100 with the keycaps and the case. 160, $170. The Duroc V2 stabilizers probably like $20. Under 200 easy on this. I think this is a good deal. I think it's really nice. I would suggest it as long as you're okay with the shipping. Obviously, if you can get free shipping from them with something, I think it's super worth it. I'm going to go back and just make sure I have all this put together correctly, but I think it's good. But yeah, thank you all for joining. I don't know how often I'm going to do this, especially because right now I have no other keyboards to build. Maybe I'll do a stream sometime soon of just, I'll spin this around really quick, but I have a whole set of keyboards behind me right now. Oh, that's my messy ass floor. Ooh. That's Bauer Light, Bauer 2, Bauer Light, Monokey Standard, Bauer 2, Key Colt, Bauer Light, Epo Maker, Glorious, Key Colt. I have some other Epo Makers down there and a couple Keycrons and the Monokey Jane as well. It's my messy desk in my Streamlabs. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Thanks for hanging out. How long was that? That was 2.5 hours. Jeez. That was really fun. I enjoyed that. But I'm exhausted. And I'm going to go to bed and the baby's going to start crying in the next 20 minutes because it's time. So kind of messed myself up on that one. But you should stream where you go through them all and find the best to type on. I mean, I know which ones are my favorite to type on, but there's definitely some other ones I like. I definitely, that's a great idea. I'm just going to do a stream. I don't know, probably not till after the holidays because we have a bunch of family coming in, but I'm just going to go through all the ones I have. Lots of different switches, lots of different types of keycaps, different boards. Yeah, I'll probably do that next. Good call. But yeah, if you didn't subscribe to this channel, that would be awesome. Appreciate it. And we should be having some cool stuff coming up soon. Thanks, y'all. I don't know why. The piece just feels so Marquez, but yeah.